Hey there, my name is Anna, and today's class is going to be pretty short and straightforward, and it's a great one to do on a little break, maybe from work or studying, or just if you've been sitting for a longer period of time. So I will be using two blocks. If you don't have blocks handy, you could probably use a pillow or a rolled up blanket, or if you've got none of those things, that's totally fine as well. So let's come down onto your back. So if you've got the blocks, I would recommend taking the lower one, either kind of this lowest height or the middle height, and the second block on the highest height. And we'll take that lower block so that you're laying your shoulder blades right on it. So it's going to be kind of like bra strap line or heart rate monitor line. And then the top block will just go right behind your skull. So you can move around, get yourself adjusted there. And then if you don't have blocks, you could just lay over like a pillow or a rolled up blanket there as well. Just trying to get some opening through the chest. So take a moment there. Just maybe soften your eyes. And just start to feel your breath, maybe getting a little bit bigger. Even though we won't be together for a long time today, just allowing yourself this time to take a step back, reconnect with your breath and your body, and just allowing yourself to carve out this time in your day. Let's just take one more breath there. Nice, and then to come out of it, you can roll over to your side or prop yourself up on a forearm. And we'll just move those blocks over to the side. Coming down onto your back, take the feet maybe about hips width apart. Hands can come down onto the thighs. And just feel your tailbone slightly start to kind of reach forward toward your heels. And then we'll lift the hips up, firing up the glutes. You can always give a little tap back here. And if you've still got your hands on your thighs, use that as a little incentive. So it's like you're thinking about lifting your glutes up into your hands there. Now this is going to be a really small movement, but we're just going to start to move the legs in and out a little bit. And you really don't even have to go even outside of like your pinky toe. So it's a pretty small movement there, but you're just thinking about moving from the hip joints up here in the pelvis. And then as you continue to move the hips, we'll take the arms up for a little wrist stretch, flip the palms back, or flip the fingers back, and take the left hand and pull the right fingers back, just stretching the thumb out to the side as well. And switch hands, right hand pulls the left fingers back. Should be feeling some good heat in your hips. Always nice to get the glutes kind of like firing again after we've been sitting for a while. All right, and you can let your arms come down and we'll slowly lower. It's like one vertebra at a time. All right, so come around onto all fours. Coming onto your hands and knees here. We're going to lower down to your forearms. You can always interlace your hands here, but just make sure that your elbows are staying underneath your shoulders. And we're going to start by reaching the right leg back, toes can be on the floor. Squeeze that right glute, and then without changing the pelvis, lift the right leg up. So you should really feel the glute and the hamstring is going to work. The hamstrings will work as well on that right side. Then we'll bring the right knee underneath your hip again. Without changing the pelvis, just take the left knee out to the left a bit and set it back down. Right leg reaches back, squeeze the glute, lift the leg, set it back down, and then left leg just goes out a little bit to the left. Right leg reaches back, lifting from the glute, really put your brain into it. Right knee comes down, left leg goes out. One more time here. Right leg back, bring it back down, left knee out to the left, and back down. Switching sides here. Left leg reaches back, toes are on the floor. Squeeze this left glute. From the glute, lift the leg, and bring it back down. Right leg, take the knee out to the side a bit, set it down. We're aiming to keep the pelvis level here, left leg back, lift it up, lower it down, right leg goes out. You can think about your two front pelvic points drawing together in the front, and that's just going to help you kind of cinch in the waistband so that we're not getting really wiggly in the pelvis. One more time. Awesome. Both knees are underneath you here. You can come up onto your hands, and then we're just going to rise all the way up to stand at the front here. All right, so if you're using blocks, go ahead and you can set them up in front of you. We'll take an inhale, bring your arms forward and up. And as you exhale, sit back into the hip creases, spine stays long, hands come down. And lift up the left foot back, you can come onto the toes there. And squeeze this left glute like we just did. And we're just gonna rock forward and back on the toes. You could be on your fingertips on the floor or hands on blocks. But feel here how this right hip crease is kind of like feeding back. And that's not gonna change as we move there. Should definitely be feeling a little something in that right side. And then hold it here. Left hand will come down underneath the shoulder on the floor or the block. We'll just open up for a little twist here. Keep squeezing that left glute. Noticing that this left shoulder is not rolling forward. You want to roll that back. Kind of hug it down away from the ear. Nice. Let your left ear just relax toward the shoulder. One more big breath. Good. And then we'll bring the right hand down. You can always take your blocks with you to the back of the mat, but we are going to turn to the back here, lower the right knee. You can keep the toes tucked here and lift yourself upright. So we've got the right hip directly over the knee. The right glute kind of wraps down and it's squeezing. The front of the right thigh is lifting up. And let's just add on some shoulder rolls here. And the last one. We'll plant the hands. You can always be on blocks for this. Downward facing dog, step the left foot back. And let your head relax there. You're gonna take the left leg up, bend the knee. Now lift up in the belly, and then without changing the pelvis, we're just gonna rotate. Ooh, a little crack in my hip, that felt good. We're gonna roll the hip open here, and then use that left glute to lift the leg a little bit higher there without changing the position of the pelvis much. Nice. And then bring that left leg straight back. Push into the hands here. We're going to step the left foot forward and go right into the same thing on the second side here. So right toes are back, and we'll just start to rock forward and back on the toes. Feeding this left hip crease back. Spine stays long. Nice. And then hold that there. Right hand will land underneath the shoulder on the floor or a block. Hug that right shoulder back as you open up for a twist. Check in with that right glute. Make sure it's squeezing. Shoulder away from the ear on that right side. And just see if you can relax your neck a little bit, right ear to the shoulder. One more breath. And then we will walk around to the front here. Lower the left knee. You can keep the toes tucked under here. Left glute wrap it down, front of the left thigh lifts up, and we'll just start our shoulder rolls again. Nice. Now bring your hands down, floor or blocks, always your choice. Downward facing dog. Right leg will reach up this time. Can bend the knee just from the top of the thigh, roll that hip open, and see if you can lift the leg a little bit higher from the glute. Keeping the waistband of the belly lifted. Nice. And then right leg will reach straight up and back. We'll step the right foot forward, push into the hands, left foot steps forward, and bull rides all the way up to stand. So if you have time, you can maybe do a few stretches on your back, take a little shavasana. You can just lay on your back there, kind of settle into your breath. Or if you need to kind of get back to work or studying, I hope this helped and you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks. Bye-bye.